Big D Entertainment, in association with Dipsy Doodle Productions, presents The Dave Holly Hour. Brought to you by TJS Ceramics, Posh Boutique in the Bridges at 57th, The Sky in T, XL Chiropractic, Quality Nails, Jesse Moffitt Entertainment, and Sonny's Pizzeria. The Dave Holly Hour features Sioux Empire arts and entertainment conversations. A true lover of arts, entertainment, good food, and fun times, including an occasional Jack Daniels. Okay, so a few Jack Daniels. Here he is, Dave Holly.
Thank you, Zach Dresch. Each week, such perfection on that. By the way, Zach's going to be part of today's show later in the hour to talk about his headlining comedy next Friday, June 23rd, at Boss's Comedy Club in T. Coming up in a few minutes, actor-singer Valerie Arens is in the Premiere Playhouse production of Grease. That opens tonight at the Orpheum in downtown Sioux Falls. Plus, we'll tell you who or what gets this week's honorable mention, as well as choose another winner of Pizza with a Podcaster. But first, let's pop the cork on this bubbly little show.
Time to grab your favorite beverage, lift it high, and toast it to being Thursday, a.k.a. Weekend Eve.
Hey, the weekend isn't around the corner, it's here!
So long, hump day and your frumpy way. We say hello to Thursdays with opening nights. The weekend is near and we can see the bright lights. Yes, Thursday, you're so hearty, we can't wait for Friday, so a day early, we start the party.
Whatever you're drinking, whatever you are drinking it in, lift it up and toast it to being able to sit outside and enjoy music. Love this time of year. The Levitt at the Falls in full swing now. Weekends downtown have plenty of musicians playing the streets. Restaurants and bar patios, keeping it local. In fact, tonight, my love and I will be headed out to the Barrel House to catch Nobody You'd Know. The very cleverly named duo is actually Michael Sorensen and Pierce Hoffman. Both have been previous guests on the show. But again, lift 'em high to listening to music outdoors. The Weekend Eve Toast is brought to you by The Sky in Tea. The Sky provides all-caps fun, and that is best had with friends. Have fun playing darts, shooting pool. Have fun listening to a great live music from local musicians. How about having fun singing there by being karaoke contestants? Yes, have fun. You don't have to be a contestant. You just do it for fun, too. But have fun testing your knowledge at trivia. Maybe you need some room to hold a company party. Maybe a benefit you have going on. Well, the Sky's got this big back room. You can use it. No matter what's going on at the Sky, it's local and it's lively. It's time to choose a lucky winner of Pizza with a Podcaster. Everyone that follows the Dave Holly Hour on Facebook or Instagram is automatically entered to win a free pizza from Sonny's Pizzeria. We pick a winner each week. This week we say congratulations to Rebecca Merriman. We'll be in touch with you, Rebecca, to get you all set up with some jowl-dropping, show-stopping, thin-crust pizza. Pizza with a Podcaster is brought to you by Sonny's Pizzeria, right across from USF at 26th and Waltz, and Sonny's at 81 on South Phillips. Check out the very fun and incredibly flavorful menu online, sonnyspizzeria.com. Honorable mention. What made Dave smile this time around? The Rainbow Chorus of Sioux Falls. Spectacular. They had what they called their coming out concert. They had done a couple of public events already, but last Thursday in downtown Sioux Falls, they put on a great show. Beautiful music and beautiful people. That's enough said. Just that right there. Beautiful music and beautiful people. The Rainbow Chorus of Sioux Falls. Congratulations. You are this week's winner of Honorable Mention. Later in the show, comedian-musician Zach Dresch. Up next, actor-singer Valerie Arens. on the Dave Holly Hour.
Check out the new ceramic studio in Sioux Falls, conveniently located off Kiwanis Avenue on 5th Street. TJS Ceramics. We have thousands of classic vintage ceramic mold items and several new items too. TJS Ceramics offers classes through the Sioux Falls Community Education Program and special open studio nights every Thursday evening. Bisque, studio time, or finished custom items are available. Visit TJS Ceramics Studio in Sioux Falls today.
Comedy magician and hypnotist Jesse Moffat's right. He can't play the piano, but he can sure entertain crowds with his amazing magic and clever quips. His shows always make the participants the stars, especially when they've fallen asleep on stage. They've been hypnotized. Are you the party planner in your group? Then you owe it to your group to make the event magical, even if it puts you to sleep. Here's how.
For booking information, go to Jesse Moffitt Entertainment on Facebook. That's JESSEMOFFITT. Or call 605-929-0964.
He's a bit flirtatious, but most of all, fun. Once again, here's Dave Holly.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm just going to say it flat out and not try to be cute with it this time, but it's always a pleasure to talk about Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. And boy, do we have some fun stuff to talk about, because this being Thursday, it's opening night for Grease. And we have one of the actors here that's going to talk about her role as well as the production in general in many ways. But then also, I think we need to start, Valerie Arens, with some really big and cool news that you have.
Yes.
You're going to be singing the national anthem at a Twins game.
Yes.
Oh,
I am
wow.
so excited.
That is very cool. How did the process take place, and what made you want to do it and so forth?
Well, it had been something I'd always wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds silly to some, but it was kind of on my bucket list. And while I was working with you on theater at night for premieres,
right?
The submission window was open. And so I went in and recorded an MP3 at the Warehouse Recording Studios.
With Mark Dahm.
Yep, he was nice enough to spend a little time with me to record that. And just so we could record on some quality equipment. But you can't auto-tune.
Yeah.
Because you have to deliver what you promise.
Exactly.
You know? And so I submitted my audition MP3. And then early this week, I got a phone call from the Minnesota Twins asking if I would come on July 3rd to sing the anthem. They'll be playing the Kansas City Royals. So immediately my parents bought tickets. And
that's fantastic.
Yeah, my grandma will be coming with on the trip. And so that'll be the biggest crowd I've ever sang in front of.
Yeah, and that's going to be cool because, 4th of July the next day, you're basically going to be 4th of July. I'm guessing, first of all, Twins are doing fairly well.
Yeah.
Second of all, it's going to be a very long holiday weekend for many.
Yes.
So it's probably going to be jam-packed there.
I will be nervous.
Really good feeling about it, that it's going to be, like you said, biggest audience you've ever performed in front of. What's been the second biggest then?
A last-minute anthem for the home season opener for a Stampede game.
Okay.
They called me last minute and said, our anthem singer is sick. Can you come in and do it? And I didn't realize it was home season opener.
Right.
And I walked out onto the ice and every seat was full. And I kind of got a deer in the headlights look, like, oh. And that was probably a 3-minute anthem. I don't know why, but that thing took me forever to sing. But afterwards, my phone blew up. Everyone's texting me like, I just saw you sing the anthem. And so that's probably the second biggest crowd.
Excellent.
After the
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And so looking forward to that. I'm not a Twins fan per se, but I will definitely be watching that game.
exciting.
See
Very
if they
exciting
have it
stuff.
beforehand. That's so cool. I'm so happy for you and so
Thank
proud of
you.
you. And just think that it's going to be a wonderful part of your life. And you get to, like you said, check off a bucket list thing. But also, what a fun thing to put on a resume for a performer.
I know. So exciting. So I'm very much looking forward to it.
And you have sung it before, like you said, the Stampede. And you've also sung for the Canaries, haven't you?
Sung for the Canaries,
Yeah.
sing the anthem several times out at Huset's.
Okay.
Couple different events. All of this started with answering a Facebook ad. They were looking for an anthem singer for the Roller Dolls many years ago. And so then I went and sang the anthem for the Roller Dolls, then became their medic for several years and even got a roller derby name. So I was so honored. And then it kind of just continued to morph and develop, and here we are today.
So what is the Roller Doll's name that you were given?
Ace Bondage.
I love the playoff of words that they have
Oh, yeah.
for names on everybody. It's so great. That's a fun one, no doubt. All right. So the last time that you were on the show, you said, well, I'm not going to be in Rewinder anymore. And I really want to focus on acting and being on stage. You've kind of done that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, we got to work together.
Yeah.
In Theater at Night back at the Premieres back in February. But now you're in a big musical, and it's got a pretty good sized cast. You are in Grease that opens tonight at the Orpheum. And we're not going to be there tonight, but we will be there on Saturday night then. Catch the 7 o'clock show then. And very much looking forward to it. I was a teenager when the movie came out. And I had already known a little bit about it because I also would follow the Tonys. So I knew that there was a musical called Grease. And so is it playing more so to the movie that most of us are familiar with? Or are we going back to the roots of the musical?
Actually, we'll be going back to the roots of the musical. It is actually based out of Chicago originally. Mm-hmm. And so working on our Chicago accents has been challenging.
All you got to do is say Ditka.
Yeah.
Ditka.
Yeah. Ma'am. We're working on it. But there's a lot of familiarity from the movie. So people who like the movie will also see a lot of pieces that resonate with them as well. So it doesn't deviate actually too far from the movie. Mm-hmm. So yeah, looking forward to it.
And what role are you?
So I originally auditioned for Rizzo and I got a call back from Miss Lynch. So that kind of, reminded me how old I was, but I do play that role really well simply because I have teenagers and, I am older than a majority of the cast. And so I already kind of have a mom-like or principal-like presence. So I play the principal, Miss Lynch. And so it fits well. The role fits very well.
Now, I've always loved that role. I think it's, one of the underrated roles because everybody concentrates on, the major 4 to 6 characters and so forth. But man, I just love the way that, especially when it comes graduation time, and now she's almost teary about everything. And what was it that when you started to delve into this role that you really went, oh, I'm glad I got this?
Well, there is a special relationship between Sonny, Mr. Lattieri, and Miss Lynch in both the film and the musical. And it wasn't actually until one of the last dress rehearsals where it kind of dawned on us that relationship stems from Miss Lynch has a soft spot for Sonny, and she knows that he's a good kid and a smart kid and he's a kind kid and he can do so much better than repeating senior year over and over and over again. And that's why she's so tough on him. And I resonate with that. I really relate to that. And that's, why I feel comfortable in my role and why I feel like this is definitely the right role for me. They did really well casting this musical.
We didn't have a chance to talk much after we had done premieres. What about that experience?
That was probably, it's going to remain one of the most memorable experiences I've ever had, simply because the cast was so small and so tight. And Mo wrote such a wonderful, wonderful piece. It took me probably 6 read-throughs to not cry when I'm supposed to be delivering my lines. And the dynamics between everybody in theater at night was, there's no way to compare between the dynamic between everybody.
Yeah, and the dynamics within the cast too, is a very special time.
It was.
And we talk so often on the show about theater family, and obviously yours is growing quite a bit over the past, let's see, because you were in Christmas Carol?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That was my first one.
Yeah, so you've done 3 shows now.
Yep. I get to work with Mo in Greece really closely, actually, because she plays Vince Fontaine.
Yes, that's
and
right.
She plays a kind of a sleazeball.
Yeah.
know. Boy, she's really good at it.
I have the feeling, we all think of Mo, oh, hi, how are you? She's just this dear, dear young lady.
Yes.
But boy, there's a lot of depth to her. And I am looking forward to seeing that because, it's like, okay, well, she's playing Vince Fontaine.
She is so good at it.
And I just start thinking of what is possible in this for her.
Yeah. She does this thing where she makes eyes at me and like wiggles her eyebrows in this like skeevy way. And I want to take a bath and go to church immediately afterwards. What? And I'm like, I don't know how you do that, but you are grossing me out. And if Mo can do that out of all people, she just plopped right into that role. And she just, oh my gosh, it's so fantastic watching her play just this pervy radio DJ. So funny.
I used to be one of those.
You still are one of those.
Oh, yeah, true.
Shut up, Dave.
All right. So what about the singing career?
I miss live music terribly.
Yeah.
I miss it. And every time we go watch another band perform, my husband has to give me the pep talk that, yes, you will do this again in the future, whenever that is. There's room in your life for this too. Just go and enjoy yourself, because I get a little green with envy, watching them. And so for right now, I'm going to do theater. And we've got a couple of us that are potentially putting something together. So, yeah.
Well, in the meantime, Bear's been very good about supporting you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. He knows theater and live music are so very different from each other. When I did the band thing, I was the main character every show. I'm front and center. And in theater, that's not the case. A majority of the cast members are not primary roles, simply put.
True.
But every single piece of theater has its place, and every single piece is important to build the entire production. And so that was a different dynamic that I had to come to terms with. And I love it. I'm really learning how to enjoy even the smaller roles so that I can learn more about set building and learn more about theater terminology and some of the etiquette and different things like that. So it's fun. I desperately miss singing in a band though. So.
Yeah, but at least, in a show like Grease, obviously a lot of music in that one. And, back in the Christmas Carol.
Yep.
But, this is a little more popular type music that people are going to remember based off of already having seen the movie and so forth. But so you get a chance to do that. So that show person comes out, the acting person comes out, the singer comes out. And you kind of hit the ball, didn't you?
Yeah, I definitely hit the jackpot. And with being in some of these smaller roles, it gives me the opportunity to learn more about acting. I can sell a Journey song or a Toto song. Like I know how to do that. But when it comes to kind of, you really have to be vulnerable on stage and kind of expose yourself a little bit in order to allow some of those acting skills to come out. And that can be intimidating if it's not something that you're not coached on. And so, like Oliver's directing and Casey Kustak is assistant director for Grease. And both of them have been really good about like tutoring me and like giving me tips and pointers and kind of pointing me in the right direction and how to portray it and how it seems like it looks in my head. Like I have an image of how it looks in my head, but the person sitting in the audience is going to look different to them. And so they're helping me consider that. And so there's a lot of facets to it that I didn't initially realize, but I enjoy the learning process.
Yeah,
sure.
and talking of that, the people that you're learning from are
Yeah.
absolutely amazing as well.
Oh, yeah.
And so it's a very good way to build upon things that you already love and, hone those skills. But another thing that you are involved with, which just got started, in fact, when we were doing Theater at Night, is when Beau McGregor brought it up.
Yes.
He wanted to start a rainbow chorus in
Yes.
Sioux Falls. And now you've been out in public a few times. I missed you, though, on Thursday night when they did the coming out concert. But
yeah.
I'm sure it's because you were probably a little busy with rehearsals.
Yes. Yes. I could have gone and shown up for performances and all that, but I didn't think it was fair because I had been missing rehearsals due to Grease rehearsals. And so I wanted to respect the people who have been showing up for rehearsals and let them perform. I would have loved to be a part of that, but I am just so darn proud of them. They've really built something amazing, and the feedback that I'm seeing online and hearing in person is phenomenal. They're really doing something fantastic, and I would not be involved or have known about it were it not for Theater at Night and having met Beau. And so fantastic thing that they're building, and so excited. So I'll probably join their next concert series after Grease is done.
And you're literally on board, as in on the board.
Yeah.
You're a board member. So
if they,
a little extra duty there, too.
Yep. If they haven't decided that I'm too busy for that yet, but we'll see.
But I have to say, it was spectacular. I mean, the music and the coming out stories that everyone had, it was an incredible night, very moving, and I've been to that church several times, and that's the most number of people I've ever seen at it. So the response, like you said, and just amazing. Del Hubers, of course, as the artistic director.
Phenomenal. I couldn't believe, even in the rehearsals that I was able to go to, the absolute, I mean, he would give out feedback and we'd try it again and things would shift a little bit and our ears would perk up. Oh, that sounds good. Boy, all it took was just, one little tweak and we've got something good going on here. And the people in the choir are there because they want to be there. Fantastic people. I always tell my son when I drag him with me places that you're going to be the least self-conscious you'll ever feel around these people. He's like, you always say that every time you take me somewhere. And I'm like, I only hang out with people that make me feel good.
The way it should be.
That's right. Yeah. And the people in the choir are just fantastic. Yeah. Absolutely fantastic.
And, great crowd. But you talk about that choir. That's a stellar choir, too.
They sound terrific, don't they?
Yeah.
Just fantastic.
Yeah. And, in fact, one of them lives down below the Dipsy Doodle Studios.
Well, I'll
Mara
be darned.
Henricks, yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, and she had her testimonial that she gave that night, too. And I told her afterward, I said, Mar, you've never looked as tall and looked as beautiful as you did the way you were glowing right after you did that.
It's really a space of safety and empowerment and inclusiveness. And I just couldn't be happier about it. Yeah. So fantastic.
So lots going on for you.
Yeah. My husband misses me. My dogs miss me. But that's why we're still married, because I'm never around. So.
All right. And is he still playing?
No.
No, he's not. Huh?
No.
Okay.
No, I voluntold him to be in A Christmas Carol with me,
Mhm.
and that was the beginning and the end of his acting career. Not a huge fan, but he is very supportive, and I'm sure if they needed some muscle behind stage,
Mhm.
I could convince him.
All right, because he would be a perfect candidate that we're going to have. I don't know if it's going to end up a series or if it's just going to be more of a round table that we want to do, and it will be the entertainment widows and widowers.
He would be a perfect candidate for that.
The people that sit back and let their significant other, spouse, whatever, be who they are and be involved in everything.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that don't like to talk, but we're going to make them talk.
That sounds great.
Because I just think it's going to be, for some people, they're in stuff together and they get that opportunity. In fact, Amy and Matt Morrison were on just a few weeks back, and they had both been in company and played a husband-wife in company.
Cool.
And they said that has been the most fun thing they've ever done together, entertainment-wise.
I loved doing A Christmas Carol with him because we were in the Fezziwig scene together.
Yep.
So we had to waltz together. And every single show, every single rehearsal, we would do the waltz, and I would giggle, and I would laugh and laugh. And I just thought it was the most fun in the whole wide world. And he was having fun simply because I was having fun.
Yeah.
And so that was a really neat experience, especially for a spouse who isn't really into that kind of stuff necessarily. So that was really fun.
All right. It's always fun talking to you, and we still need to get out and have lunch again sometime.
I agree.
Yeah, we had the Famous Dave's. In fact, my wife and I had Famous Dave's the other night, and I thought of that, and it's like, last time I was here was with Valerie.
Yeah. We'll have to do lunch again.
That we will. But in the meantime, you're going to be busy with the opening of Grease tonight. And how many runs is that?
Oh, there's quite a few. So we go
Yeah.
15th through the 25th, I believe.
Okay.
And I do believe we have several.
Matinees, several of
Yes.
the 2 o'clocks, which you can
Yes.
find online. And if neither of us actually remembers the actual website off the top of our heads, just put in the Premiere Playhouse
And
put
get
an
your tickets.
E at the end of Premiere.
Yes, and get your tickets directly from the Premiere Playhouse website. There's a lot of ticket sites out there that want to
Oh,
gouge you. And tickets are not $100 a piece, people. Go to the Premiere Playhouse website, call them up, go to the ticket booth. Get your tickets, get your butts in the seats.
exactly.
We'd love to see you there.
Because it's going to be great. So obviously, dancing in this one too.
Oh yeah.
Oh my!
I even get to wear a Grease Lightning outfit.
Oh,
I look fantastic.
if you don't say so yourself,
I always
I
think
don't
I look
doubt
fantastic.
it. Well, you know what? See, that's a great tie-in to what we were talking about with Rainbow Chorus.
Yeah.
You know, we're on a movement to get rid of body shaming. We're on a
Yeah.
movement to get rid of gender identity
Standards
and so forth. It's
Yeah.
just, wow, we're getting somewhere finally on everything.
Get rid of it. This
Yeah.
is what all bodies are good bodies.
Exactly.
And mine has done some pretty significant things. So I'm going to celebrate it.
Excellent. All right. So the final 2 questions, as always. Question number 2 doesn't always have to happen because it depends on what is answered in number 1.
Sure.
When you're not part of the entertainment scene, what do you like to be entertained by?
Oh, TikTok. I like TikTok. I think that was the same answer I gave last
Yep.
time. My dogs.
Okay.
I love my dogs. They are very entertaining. And I like to sleep a lot. And then I like to go out and catch other musicals and plays and live bands, shows that come to town. I prefer to see the local entertainment, but yeah.
As do we. Yeah,
Yeah.
very much so. Any other hobbies then?
Let's see. We got the singing, we got the dancing, we got the acting. I'm sure there's karaoke. I still do karaoke.
Oh, and we still got to do that together.
Oh, wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
Yes. And someday I'll try my hand at stand-up. I don't know. I'll let you know.
All right. Well, speaking of that, our next guest on the show is Zach Dresch, and he's going to be here to talk about the show that he's headlining next Friday,
That's so
the 23rd.
exciting.
and his opening and host will be Emily Wilson.
That's fantastic.
And then some guy that's like 60 and looks like Santa and has a podcast is going to be the feature act in between.
Who's that guy?
Who could it be?
Gee, I wonder.
It's me!
Yay!
All
So
right.
proud of you guys.
Thank you. Valerie, excellent. Always have fun chatting with you.
Thank
Looking
you.
forward to having lunch again, but most importantly, I'm going to be having my butt in a seat on Saturday night for Grease.
I'm excited. Wave real big.
I will
back.
do that.
Okay.
And we'll be back with more of the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment.
Helping women feel empowered and confident is what Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th does, while supplying high-quality clothing that fits your lifestyle, personality, and price point. Whether you want comfy and cozy, casual attire, or something for a special occasion, Posh provides quality, selection, and value. They carry sizes extra small to 3X and have something appropriate for any age. Feel empowered and get confident. Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th.
Ladies, when it's time to give your nails some love, get that extra special treatment from Quality Nails on South Minnesota Avenue in Sioux Falls. Manicures and pedicures that look great and make you feel fantastic. Zaya and Tony provide professional care for your hands and feet, whether you just want the basics or an extra special look with added flair. Oh, and guys, it's okay to treat yourself too. Quality Nails. Call for an appointment. 605-334-1463.
Check out the new ceramic studio in Sioux Falls. Conveniently located off Kiwanis Avenue on 5th Street. TJS Ceramics. Bisque, studio time, or finished custom items are available. Visit TJS Ceramics Studio in Sioux Falls today.
Support the Dave Holly Hour in a very easy way. Buy Dave a cup of coffee by clicking the cup in the lower left corner of www.davehollyhour.com.
Oh, goodness, people. Yep, you're ready for it, aren't you? It's always a pleasure to talk Sioux Empire Arts and Entertainment. And I already talked about him earlier in the open because, well, he's the guy that reads the open. And he never misses a single word or timing every week.
I have perfect pitch.
You do.
I make sure it sounds the same every week.
It's amazing, and
I know.
it does. Zach Dresch, comedian / musician / voiceover / damn fine friend. How are you?
Good, my friend. How are you, Dave?
If I were any better, I wouldn't be any better. Shit, I blew my own line. I'm better now that I see you.
Oh, right back at you.
Okay, there we go. Gosh,
We'll fix that in editing.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
No,
We'll
we're
just
just
leave
going to
it.
have fun.
Yeah.
By the way, I do have a cute little thing now.
What is that?
If somebody, because I rarely edit the actual conversation, but sometimes somebody will just completely blank out for a minute,
And
I'm
they're
not gonna,
like, they don't want to keep it.
yeah, I don't want to keep it there. So a guy that was telling me about audio production and so forth, does a lot of voiceover work, and said, buy a little $5 dog clicker from Amazon, and it goes like this. But when you're playing it back, you'll see a little spike all the way to the top in your waveforms and so forth.
Oh, wow.
So you know where it is. So it's like, so you don't have to sit there and listen to the whole thing again.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. And I thought, man, that's kind of cool. So I do use that now, but it's rare. Seriously. In this is 184 episodes. So just roughly 350 different interviews.
Mm-hmm.
And in that time, I've had to edit 4 times.
Oh, wow.
I think I'm doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
You're doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Always happy to see you. And,
Likewise.
You've been busy as per usual. Because, yes, you are Mr. Comedy, but you are also Mr. Gosh, is there another band that I can be in?
Oh, yeah.
There is yet?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Either fill-in or replacement. I don't know.
All right. But main reason is the comedy that's here on today.
Yes.
Because otherwise some people say, oh, you just had Zach on not too long ago, running out of guests. No, I have hundreds yet to get to. But sometimes things are in a time sense that we need to get to.
Yes,
Such
yeah.
is the case because here it is Thursday. But 1 week from tomorrow, June 23rd, a Friday evening at Boss's Comedy Club in T. You are the headliner.
Yes.
Excellent.
And guess who's the feature? You.
Me.
Yes.
How about that? And our dear friend Emily Wilson, the host and opener.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, fantastic interview with her last week, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
Or is it 2 weeks ago when it airs? A week. It's a week or so.
It was a week ago, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
On that one. Yeah. Wasn't it?
Well, it was fantastic.
I actually do have a database where I keep track of all the individuals that I've interviewed.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're getting close to number 300.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Yeah. But our friend Alicia Rain,
Yes. Yep.
she was number 100.
Oh, nice.
And when I announced that to her on the show, she goes, "Wee."
That checks out.
So
That checks out.
I give her grief about that from time to time.
I'm a little bummed I wasn't on episode 182.
Oh, blink and it's gone.
I know, right?
Yeah.
But I'll take 184.
Okay, yeah. So you're going to be headlining down there at T at Boss's Comedy Club.
Yes.
How can people get tickets? How much are they? Et cetera, et cetera.
Well, I believe a table is, I think,
95.
95. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, you get 7 people at it.
Yep, and then 16 for one ticket.
Okay.
And yeah, you get a discount if you get a table. So
There we go.
Get all your friends together, carpool, all that good stuff, and we're gonna have a good time. Doors 5:30, show at 7.
Yeah, I like that too.
It's early,
Time-wise.
so it's like, show's over at 8:30ish, and
Yeah, and at this time of year, you can go out and still go, oh, sun's still up, isn't it?
yeah, it's weird doing a comedy show and when it's over, it's still sunny.
sunny,
It's
yeah.
strange.
Yeah, I suppose, because we also both do trivia.
Right.
You feel that way when you get out of trivia now, too.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, wow, don't I have to turn on the lights? Okay.
Yeah. It took Becca and I a while to figure out a rhythm that would not drag. It's not. I don't say drag as in how we're doing it, but wait time between questions.
Right.
That's the trick. That's
Yeah.
like if it's a trickier round, I do about 40 seconds. How long do you usually wait between questions?
I kind of look around to see who's written something down.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
And if they're still perplexed,
Feeling the vibe.
yeah.
Yeah, it's we
Read
usually
the room.
Yeah, Becca's the timer, and I'm just like I'm trying to get a bite of my cheeseburger. It's like it's time. Oh, well,
See, yours starts at 6:30.
yeah.
Yeah, mine starts at 7.
Okay,
So I've had time to get my burger in.
sure.
Yeah, and that's always a good thing.
Right.
Yeah, we love it that we have so many different places now you can play trivia as well.
Yeah, so many different themes that just astound me. There was one week I couldn't make it to a friend of mine did Weird Al trivia, and I was just like, how I would win this no holds barred.
Right.
I would just dominate, but no, was not my week. Was not supposed to be there.
Have you had to do either Game of Thrones or what's that teen wizard kid's name?
Oh, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I was saying that sarcastically.
Oh, right.
Have you had to do those themes at all?
I don't think so.
Don't ever do it.
Yeah, it gets people really riled up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get PO'd.
I think we had one Game of Thrones question once, but it had more to do with Emmy award-winning actor on Game of Thrones did this or something, and it was
Right.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think by the time I started doing trivia, the show had been over for a year or two, and then Harry Potter and obviously the film series had been done for a few years, but I'm sure they'll always find a way to make it come back.
Well, and those Harry Potter fans, they will be the ones that will say, well, in Chapter 7 of the United Kingdom printing book, it was this, not that.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Noted that if we ever want to do that, we will turn the other cheek.
Turn away from it right now. Run.
Right. Yeah, I tend to avoid if it's a book and a movie. I avoid it.
Yeah,
because the book people will make it known.
Very much so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have one of those in this household.
And it's you.
Yeah,
it's your cat, isn't it? It's your cat.
Lucy.
It's Lucy.
Yes,
yep.
Lucy. Lucy is the one that will do that all the time.
Right. I knew it.
All right. So, what kind of comedy can people expect next Friday night?
Some newer stuff. I've been getting really back into comedy again because for a while I kind of fell off the wagon. doing open mics, so to speak, but I realized that open mics are extremely important to kind of overcome any sort of nerves or stage fright. Because when you do it so much, it just becomes old hat, and then it's just like, oh, it's just another show I'm doing. I'm more excited about this headlining show because I'm active as a comedian more frequently than I used to be. Not that I wasn't excited about the other shows,
right.
but I was not performing as often as far as telling jokes goes, because I was just, there's so much going on and everything. And so now that I'm active and doing it at least twice a week, I'm more focused and more in the moment again, like I used to be.
Right.
And so I'm enjoying it more than I have in a while. And I've gotten to reconnect with the comedy community, because I had been going to open mics, like, unfortunately, only like once a month. And it was just like, I needed a night to rest because I'd been doing so much stuff. With like booming and stuff going on, I just needed some time. I needed a night to take off to rest, and open mic nights were unfortunately the nights I had to choose. So now that I'm back at it, it's been really refreshing to get back out there and try out new material and kind of filter out the old stuff, because I'm just tired of telling it. And it's just like, some of the old stuff I'll keep because, like, I have friends that really like it and they'll say, keep it in there, it's good.
Right.
So I mean, you got to do that, but
and you always have to remember you're going to have a different audience each time too.
That's true. Yeah.
But I would say, well, you've got a little time off because you don't have Improv Falls in the summertime.
Right. Yeah.
But you've got so many other projects you were involved in.
Yeah.
So let's just give it a rundown. Is there any band that starts with the letter A that you
have I? No.
Okay.
No bands with A.
B?
I was in a band called Bitterroot, actually 10 years ago, with a bunch of my father's friends. Well, I've considered them friends too, but my father knew them first. And it was like a blues rock trio kind of thing that was super fun. But the singer moved away into Tennessee. So that's been kind of non-existent for like 8 years. But I liked the stuff that we did. It was fun.
I will save the listening audience going through each letter of the alphabet, but how many more?
At least 2 or 3.
Yeah.
2 and D. 2 in the D's.
Yeah.
Dual Purpose and The Disarmed.
Yeah.
So
true.
Yeah. And Shock Value, which is a new one.
That's right.
We have an album release in July.
Okay.
So that'll be fun. We're playing our new album. And
will that be part of a festival by any chance?
Yes. Four Winds Music and Art Festival.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Disarmed are playing that as well. Disarmed is Friday night. Shock Value is Saturday. And it's a 3-day event, and I'm emceeing the whole thing. So I need drugs. Or energy drinks. Whatever you got. It's going to be fun. I'm really excited because that is the weekend that people really show up and support local arts and entertainment, especially with music, because it's all these bands playing mainly originals, just giving it all they got, and everyone's excited. The energy is just great. Last year was a blast, and this year is going to be even bigger and better, and I think they're going to keep doing it every year and just blowing it up even more. So yeah.
How did you get involved with it? Just because you wanted to be in it, or did somebody approach you and say, hey, here's what we kind of like to do, can you help us out?
Yeah, it was a mixture of the two. The main runner of the festival is Corey Church, is his name. He used to live in town here. He is a show promoter and booker of Nice Enough Entertainment, and he and his friend Justin Strawstone, shout out to those guys. They been running shows all across the Midwest and across the country over the last few years, and this has been kind of Corey's vision for the last 7 or 8 years. They took a break during COVID, obviously, but it started with like 8 bands in one night, and it's expanded to like dozens and dozens of bands, and it's a 3-day festival at multiple venues. So it's crazy. It's awesome.
Oh, at multiple venues even.
Yeah. Mainly at Icon. I think they're doing some stuff at David too.
Okay.
So it's going to be kind of all across the map.
Yeah.
So yeah. It's going to be great.
You'll be hopping.
Yeah.
You'll be busy, boy.
Yeah. I need a mobilized scooter, honestly. I kind of want to get a mobilized scooter.
You know, funny you say that. Yesterday, we were out for a drive, last night, I guess it was, and I see a motorized scooter out there on somebody's boulevard. It didn't have a free sign in front of it, but it also didn't say, don't take me.
Right.
I
Yeah.
thought, man, I bet somebody could use that.
I could use that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Wish
We'll
I'd
see.
known that part beforehand. I'd at least knocked on the door.
I wonder if it's gone now.
Yeah.
It's probably gone.
And said, is it OBO? Will $50 do?
Yeah. 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 Does it have a cart? Does it have, like, I can put my stuff in it? Yeah. But no, it'll be fun.
All right. Hey, one event that we did not get to be in together, and we talked about this last time you were here.
Right. Yeah.
Was Last Comic Standing.
Yes.
Which raised some great funds for Junior League of Sioux Falls. Huge crowd. Wow.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
a
I saw the photos. It looked amazing.
Very, very good crowd. And our friend Nathan Holtz came out on top on that.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Very well deserved. And
yeah.
you know, Nate just has this style. Even the way that he stands and folds his arms, things like that, you just see it that, you know, the kid's got it. And
he's got an everyman style.
Yeah,
every
very
person
much
style.
Yep.
If it's I'm of the belief that he is the godfather of our scene. He would slap me if he heard me say that. I'm sure if he's listening right now, he's yelling at his radio or his car stereo and just going, "Shut up, Zach." But no, like, he has kept it going during its brightest and its darkest moments, when there was times where we had to change venues all the time with stuff in the past and everything. And so he just helped us keep it going no matter what. And so I always champion Nate as a guy that's kept it together. So.
Yeah, and so well worth it, too, in terms of what we have now.
Right.
Because, you know, that was 9 contestants, 9 finalists in that thing. Yeah. And I'm sure that there were some that kind of stood out just basically from, you know, crowd response and so forth.
Right.
But the judges had to have a hell of a time going through those.
I imagine.
Because there were so many different things that would have been close. I never saw what an actual tally for the different categories and so forth was.
Right.
Just knew who the top 3 were when I was given that envelope. But it was top-notch stuff, you know. And very, very good competition, but it was lacking Zach.
Oh, you're too kind.
Well,
I regret. I really wish I could have been a part of that.
You took the safe route because you headlined in Sioux City that night, right?
Right. Yeah.
So you took the guaranteed cash,
right,
instead of the chance of 500.
Right. Right. Maybe next year. We'll see.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah,
I would enjoy seeing him in that.
Yeah. Does Nate get if I wonder if he gets to compete again if he next year if it happens? You know,
I don't know. That's a really good question. Because then. He'd still have to submit just like everybody else. So then would it be, well, you know, we had him last year.
Yeah, because what we do with bosses is the end of the year comic competition. We have the last year's winner be the buffer between the tallying.
Mm-hmm.
So that's usually what happened. So Nate won the first year. No, I won the first, or of the, as far as, or like, no.
How many years is it now?
I know. Like, the first time we really started taking into account, I was the first winner, then Nate was the second year winner, and then it was Ian Ryland Smith this year. So, yeah. Depends on the...
I always get scared around Ian Ryland Smith because his initials are IRS.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. I've got some roast jokes coming up for him. Got some stuff.
Oh, man. And roasts are so fun. Yours was the best.
Oh, I had a blast doing that
was so cool.
I've had the pleasure of being a part of a few roasts.
Yeah.
And it's always a tricky thing because it's like I'm honored to be a part of it. But sometimes the people that are putting it together, you know them, but you don't know them well enough that the inside jokes are going to crush.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like you're honored to be a part of it, but I'm like, I don't know the ins and outs of this person like the other people do. I'm just kind of like, I'm just here surface level describing what I see. Like, but it's always fun.
How do you describe your comedy?
Amalgamation of things that I've been influenced by, which is impressions, odd observations, and dry humor. So kind of like what I've always done is tried to mix what I was influenced by on Saturday Night Live and try and turn that into a stand-up set. I don't know. It's crazy because I feel like I've been watching a lot of like interviews with comedians about how they write material. Like Stephen Wright talked about it on Conan's podcast about how Stephen Wright talks like this.
Yeah.
He goes, I just notice things and I write it down. That's all he said. And I'm just that's it.
Saw a man the other day had wooden feet. and real legs.
I saw this restaurant had breakfast at any time, so I ordered French toast during the Renaissance. I love that joke.
That is clever. I like that. But I have to say, in your answer starting off, in 184 episodes of this show, that's the first time I've heard amalgamation.
That word?
For that word in this show.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's I like using that word instead of mix or combination. Like, I love amalgamation. Right. It's a fun word to say.
Yeah. Well, we don't have Mix 93.7 anymore because it went back to KKRC, but wouldn't that have been a great tag on amalgamation? I do so.
Right. They're also, shout out, I was listening to Kello FM on the way here. The DJ during the afternoons, I can't tell if he's 60 or if he's 25. I cannot tell. Well, I talk like this, but, I'm just saying, like...
Wouldn't it be great, because I love to do impressions as well, if the people that we know were famous?
Right.
So you could get a big laugh out of doing a local imitation. Yeah. You can hit a few of them from time to time. But,
right.
Man, I make fun of my friend Brian Allen on occasion.
Oh, Brian. Yeah, Brian's great.
He's a super, super guy. And a great newscaster as well. But he and I are both kind of old school when it comes to news.
Right.
In fact, I think we're similar in age. And when he's reading a story, you just know it's the most important story you've ever heard today.
Right.
Until he reads the next one.
Yep. Yeah. 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 I've always tried to figure out, like, my Brian impression is still not quite there. Because I when I watch the newscast, I feel like I'm on the trigger. I'm almost there, but I can't quite. I'm just like, yeah.
Well, you used to work with some of these people, too.
Yeah, for a couple months. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
In fact, they still talk about you.
Really?
Because, Emily and I were on a week or two before our Vaughty show.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And both Thor and Aaron Doudna said, "Oh yeah, Zach was in here just a week back or something like that." And in fact, he was doing impressions and so forth, and Doodah says, "Yeah, he does a pretty mean you." I said, "Well, I know it had to have started with fantastic."
Did he say yes?
Yep. Oh my, such fun stuff! But we're going to have more fun throughout the summer. You are going to be how busy though? I mean. Bands, comedy.
I should really look through my calendar. I'm doing some random stuff. Still doing more comedy. More open mics, trying out more stuff constantly. I have a goal that I've put it out there. Trying to manifest it right now is try and film a special at some point in town. Like do a GoFundMe or something and get it going, and just so I can put it on YouTube and see if it blows up or whatever, and be the next Matt Rife, except not full of it. Or
to
not,
most which people in this area were saying, "Who's Matt Rife?"
Right. He's cut. He's ripped.
Yeah.
Maybe he's funny. I don't know. No, he's funny. He's funny. It's one of those things, like, I'm glad that we had a lot of friends when that news popped out that Matt was coming to town, when all of a sudden all these people that don't pay attention to our comedy scene started caring. And I had friends that are just like, hey, you could have been going to shows for a long time, just saying, like 10 years even. So the fact that you just care about this now because this guy's TikTok famous, it's like, shut up. Like, come on. Whatever. Happy that the show sold out. That's awesome. That's awesome for Matt and the Pavilion, everyone involved. But I mean, I would love to see more of a explosion of comedy being drawn our way more. So
yeah. So you mentioned you're wanting to do a special of your comedy. You've been doing some film stuff lately, though, too, haven't you?
Yes. John Barnes is working on a film called Lock and Key. And I play the main character, Simon, who is just trying to find love, trying to find anything. There's a lot of references to things that are like poop related,
Oh,
I'm not going to give too much away, but it's a comedy set in the 1800s. It's just super wacky out there. Good time, and John's just a riot to work with. So, and it's been great. Scott Pearson's been working with him too, and obviously they worked together on the Caribou Show back in the day.
Yeah.
So it's been great to get to work with them, and it's been fun. So getting to do my acting chops again has been pretty good.
Improv Falls, as we mentioned earlier, on a summer hiatus.
Yeah.
But I do have to tell a story about one of your cohorts from that.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yes. So, weekend before the last weekend, we had the Vaughties benefit show for MCAP.
Yes. Yeah.
Chris Andrews sends me a message a day or two before the show. Says, hey, sorry, can't make it. Going to be out of town. I believe he's actually in Hawaii. Yeah,
right.
He's out of town. Well,
he sent photos.
Yeah. And he says in that message, but I do wish you bodily harm on your lower torso. His clever way of saying break a leg. Well, so we've got the show ready to go for the most part, and then the fire dancers say, can we move the speakers out a little bit further so our apparatus doesn't hit them and so forth? Okay, yeah, but you're going to have to do the muscle part and help me move them. And then we, on one side of the stage, we got everything laid down again. On the other side, where the sound stuff that I would be running and, being part of the show, that didn't get gaffed back.
Oh, no.
And so I hit the show intro. Emily comes up on cue. It cues me. I go, and I have neuropathy in my legs, so I don't feel much too often.
Oh.
I had no idea my legs were tangled up in cords.
Oh, no.
And I tripped and fell and rolled, luckily upstage and not offstage.
Oh, no. Yeah. Okay.
But my only comeback was the fact that I had that little clapperboard with me.
Right, yeah.
So I got up and go, take two.
Yeah.
But so I'm already planning a line for Chris for the next Improv Falls show.
Perfect.
For your blind lines. I'm not going to say it because he does listen occasionally.
Right.
But I've got it. I'll tell you after we're finished.
Perfect.
So in case you see it, you hand it to him then.
Yeah. Let me know, and I'll just tap him on the shoulder.
Yeah.
And tell him to take it. Yeah.
All righty, my friend. Always a pleasure.
Likewise.
You know that, and you are such a good friend and such a great guy and a great comedian.
I appreciate you having me on.
Yeah. I appreciate everything you do for me as well. It's always fun getting together, even if it's for nothing.
Likewise.
Yeah.
Likewise.
Just to shoot the bull.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But we always end with two questions. Second question doesn't always get answered because the first one might take care of it. Question number one is, when you are not part of the arts and entertainment scene, what do you like to be entertained by?
I go to so many concerts. I love going to just as many as I can.
How many would you hit in a year?
At least 20 or so. If I'm not at 20, there's something wrong.
Yeah.
COVID. But I did.
No, that was 19.
Oh, right. Oh, right. Just about missed the mark on that. But no, I there's a website called setlist.fm where they list every artist's set list from the show, the venue, the time, you name it. It's on there. I keep track of every set list. I write down the set list for every show that I go to for the most part. And it says, if my calculations are correct, I've attended at least 415 concerts in the last...
Wow.
I started going to concerts in 2008, so 15 years.
Woo.
Well, technically 415 bands.
Okay.
3 or 4 in one show.
Right.
So divide it's like 200-ish, 300.
Yeah.
And I love it. I'm proud of myself for that. And a couple bands I've seen about 10 times. Weird Al 6. So I'm pretty proud of that. That's set list nerdery is my thing. And also another thing that I entertain myself with is quizzes and crosswords, that kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
They're fun. Nate Holtz always tells people about my superpower, that if you give me a famous celebrity, I'll tell you if they hosted SNL and who the musical guest was.
That's right.
So,
I have heard that about you before.
So,
and I know that in many ways you have a a photographic memory.
Yep.
Yeah. And for all those concerts you've been to and knowing all those set lists, what people that haven't seen you as a musician don't know is that you know every one of them.
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
You are a music library.
Sometimes, yeah. And like, there are some times where I'm like, you don't need to write a set list down for me. I've got to memorize.
Yeah.
It's fine. They're like, what? And yeah, there's been a couple times where I'm basically just actually I've gone to shows. I went to a couple shows where phones were not allowed at the shows. I saw Jack White from the White Stripes and all of his other groups that he's in. He didn't allow phones at the shows, so I brought a pen and notepad to write the set list down. I'm that nerdy. And then I got back home, transcribed the notes into my phone, and yeah, I'm weird.
All right, weirdo. The other question then is, any other hobbies?
What else? Pretty much everything I love doing, I've made it into a something I can do on the side for money or for fun in front of people. So I don't know. It's hard to say.
Okay. We'll go with that.
Crosswords.
Yeah, crosswords and puzzles.
And quizzes, that kind of thing.
All righty. That works then. In the meantime, people can come laugh at both of us and Emily Wilson next Friday night, June 23rd, 7 p.m. doors at 5:30 at Bosses in Tea.
That's correct.
All right.
You are correct, sir.
Yeah, I remember that SNL skit, too.
Dana Carvey does such a good Johnny Carson. He's like, I had too many Brooklyn hookers at their Crook and Nook. Excuse me. True story.
Oh, God. I remember one of my favorite Carson bits was when he said that there was because he went to high school in Norfolk, Nebraska.
Yeah, I visited his house.
We have. Okay. I haven't yet. I want to. But then, big town was Lincoln.
Right.
And they called one gal that was always at the Lincoln Theater. Can't remember what her name was, but they said, well, she's the one that everybody wanted to get back for Lincoln's death because everybody wanted to take a shot at her.
Oh,
I'm paraphrasing that. I can't remember the exact words, but just to give you the gist of how he worked, man, it was awesome. All right. Thank you, young man.
Thank you, Dave.
See you for sure next Friday, if not beforehand.
I'll see you then.
All righty. Take care.
Thanks, Dave.
And we'll be back to wrap up the Dave Holly Hour in just a moment.
Helping women feel empowered and confident is what Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th does, while supplying high-quality clothing that fits your lifestyle, personality, and price point. Whether you want comfy and cozy, casual attire, or something for a special occasion, Posh provides quality, selection, and value. They carry sizes extra small to 3X and have something appropriate for any age. Feel empowered and get confident. Posh Boutique at the Bridges at 57th.
Dr. Perry Langston and Dr. Corey Tooney know excellence is in you. That's why they provide you with excellent care at XL Chiropractic, improving your overall health in spirit, body, mind, and will. Get results the natural way. Arrange a consultation, 605-332-9235 or xlchiros.com. Excellent care for excellent people. XL Chiropractic, located at 4309 South Racket Drive in Sioux Falls.
From the Dipsy Doodle Studios at the world headquarters of Big D Entertainment, a 40-square-foot home studio in the middle of America, it's Dave Holly.
Thanks again to the great guests, Valerie Arens and Zach Dresch. And, of course, thank you for listening, downloading, sharing, and following on social media. And also thanks for the cups of coffee that you can get on DaveHollyHour.com. Appreciate that. If you haven't so far, follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Either one automatically gets you entered for Pizza with a Podcaster. We're up to 184 episodes now. You want to hear any one of them, you can go online at DaveHollyHour.com. And as well, if you're looking for a particular guest, there is a search bar. And when that person's name come up, it'll tell you all the episodes they've been in. Alrighty, that's going to do it. As for the Sioux Falls Arts Council says, together we art. As Art South Dakota says, home is where the art is. And as I say, put some art in your heart. Remember, I'm Dave Holly, and for me, every day is a holiday.
The Dave Holly Hour has been brought to you by TJS Ceramics, Posh Boutique, The Sky in Tea, Excel Chiropractic, Quality Nails, Jesse Moffitt Entertainment, and Sonny's Pizzeria. If you would like to contribute to the continued success of this podcast, simply buy Dave a cup of coffee. Go to davehollyhour.com and look for a coffee cup icon in the lower left. The Dave Holly Hour is produced in the Dipsy Doodle Studios by Big D Entertainment.
Thanks for listening.